You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
What the f is he talking about?
Yo, what is good? It's me, Mario, and welcome to the Appraise the Phrase Show, Origins of Everyday Expressions, where we're here to do three things: unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. Into season 3, strong into season 3. So you know who's here with me. 20, what's good, bruv?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It was a little bit more natural last time. That's just a little wink for everybody that knows what's going on.
Yeah, that was a little wink, a little wink to the behind the scenes. But you did well, man. You did well, in my opinion.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So I don't know if that means this is AI 20 who's able to replicate that shit every time. I don't know if this is clone 20 in the building.
If you start to see me twitching like this,
the AI is buffering and shit. Yeah.
AI buffering, so I gotta figure it out. You know what I mean? That's just wild.
Hey, man, that's a question I have for people, man. If AI goes crazy and the clone you, the AI you, calls somebody you love, shows up on the doorstep of somebody you love, what's the thing that you do that like is so unique that AI wouldn't be able to replicate it, so that your loved ones can ask this question or look out for this? You don't have to answer that now, bro. If you have an answer, I'm willing to hear it.
No, that's actually on some like the one shit. I don't know if y'all. It's an old movie with Jet Li. Yes, bro. Like on some like the little things is what's going to be able to tell us apart, as opposed to just, general knowledge, general statements and things like that. So and you got to always keep that one little unique, even if you think it's something that bothers you, bro. You got to keep
exactly, like you got to know it, man. You got to know it. Hey, man, because y'all heard an extra voice in the background. What's good? Glad to have y'all back. Let's get right into it. I want to introduce friend of the family, actually family of the family, for real.
Yeah,
we got DJ, cartographer, my man in the armed service, does a bunch of political community service work. You may know him from the library. We got DJ Smithsonian in the Appraise the Phrase building with us. What's good, brother?
What up, though? What up, Mario? What up, 20? Look, I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm just happy to be here. Then turned from a fan to a collaborator and now a guest. We getting it in 2023, season 3. Season 2 of the library is coming up. So you might see this shirt a couple more times because I'm going to immediately go to recording a couple episodes for the next season of the library. We just getting it in, man. All day.
That's love. He's from Detroit, y'all. 20, I'm sorry. From Detroit, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, here's the thing about that, to balance the scales. We do a lot of our filming in Miami. Not like episode filming, but like promo filming and stuff in Miami. But the guests be from Detroit. And that's just that's just how we balance it out in ways,
I feel like that's Miami anyway. Like if you go down to Miami, you ask somebody where they're from, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm from Chicago, Detroit, New York, or whatever the case may be, but they in Miami.
But so exactly.
Us people from Miami, it's Miamians, we're used to it, man. We used to it.
Look, it's like that in Houston. Ain't nobody from here for real. Ain't nobody from Houston for real. It's like 100,000 people from Houston. The other 2-3 million are from all over the country.
Somewhere else.
Hey, the DMV is like that now. I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm at now. DMV is a melting pot, mainly DC. So it's all good, man.
My words of advice, just let it go, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've been there for more than 8 years, just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know who hold on to that? You know what? I'm not gonna. You know what?
You got it. You're not gonna ruffle not one feather, bro.
No, because you know what? Yes, I am. Because we're not big enough yet.
Exactly. Do tell.
We're not big enough to feel the effects. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. New Yorkers, they hold on to that NY for so long, bro. Even though they probably haven't been there for like 20 years. You would swear they was just in the borough last week. but they haven't been back since like 20 years. But it's just one of those things, man. When you move to another state, just like adapt, bro.
Adapt, assimilate,
adjust, but just adapt to that state, man. Take on that state. That state is given to you. Just get back to it, man. Don't be ashamed to be like, you know what? This is where I reside. This is where I live. This is my home. You get what I'm saying? Like people still be claiming something that they only been for 5 years as a home, but
I like how you switched from 5 to 8, because the five was gonna get people upset. Like, I just went to college there. I just went.
That's exactly, bro. That the 5 was gonna get bro. Because I'm just trying to say, like, look, man, if you really penny pinching those years, then you can already man. You already know.
Not nickel and dime in the years.
Yeah, bro. I've only been here for 758 days. Like, come on.
No, newborn count.
People like that, bro. People like that, man.
You doing that right now, Smitty?
No, look, my property taxes say I'm a Texan. So listen, look, I got all my Detroit stuff. I got all my E-Corp stuff, but my property taxes, and I got a big ass hat.
You got a big ass hat. There you go. You're a Texan, bro.
I ain't got no cowboy boots yet, though. I'm getting there. Give me like another.
Yeah, that's that little hold on. That's that penny.
Just a little bit.
That's that penny. All right, man. Hey, I rock with y'all. This is gonna be a good one. All right, let's get into the phrase of the day, man. So this phrase came up. I think I just heard it, and I'm like, man, we did one similar to this, and ain't come up with one yet. I mean, we always have one fiendish phrase a season at least. So we're bringing back another one. Do I have an opinion? I might have an opinion on speak of the devil is what we're going to talk about. So first, let's get into our opinions of speak of the devil. Mine, man, look, I have no, I'm neutral. Right now I sit as a neutral bystander, and this is me like pre-research, neutral bystander to the phrase. I just know it's said a lot, and people like almost how I see people use it is like it's a posturing phrase for me. Like people use it either to stand up taller against somebody because of what they saying, and then something happens, or like they kind of like a little trepidation, a little nervousness when they say it. So I see it makes people change their affect a little bit, how they moving. So I'm like, let me see where this come from and if that's even worth the trouble. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's all I have to say about that.
All right, 20. Give me your opinion on speak of the devil.
My bad, I wasn't ready for that.
I know, I gotta do it.
I appreciate it. No, like isn't the whole saying like, or speak of the devil and he will appear? I think something like that. Like it's just like,
yeah.
I think that's what I think that's kind of like a little bit more added on to it.
Yep.
But yeah, usually when somebody said that I've been experiencing, it's like when you're talking about somebody and they just show up.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that they're gonna show up, or not knowing that they're gonna just pop up at that time. And you're like, oh, speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. Like I feel like it had to have had a negative origin. Mm-hmm. This is just me assuming, because I just feel like just because with the word devil and stuff like that, just the assumptions go towards negatively. But now it's something that you kind of like you can say that in front of the person. You get what I'm saying? Like like say if me and you were talking and DJs popped up and was like, we were like, oh, speak of the devil. You know what I'm saying? That'll be something I would say to Mario under my breath. But now it's more common. Now it's kind of evolved to the point where people are like, oh, speak of the devil.
Like,
yeah. Speak of the devil. So, so that's pretty much my experiences with it. It's just like really when you're talking about something or somebody and it just all of a sudden pops up or appears and you're like, oh, okay.
Gotcha.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Smitty, what's your thoughts, your take on speaking of the devil?
So I feel I have a similar take on it as 20 does. I use it a lot.
Do you?
I do. I use it a lot. And I use it a lot at work, particularly because most of the jobs that I've had, it's been, one of those collaborative type of environments, low cubicles. You can hear voices from across, the big old room. So, people have a knack for, eavesdropping even when they don't mean to. So folks might pop up when you're talking about something that either they're an expert on or that they know about, or if you mention their name. So even though I use it often, I have made it a point to try to be a little bit more deliberate about like what I'm talking about, like the subject matter, because you can use it negatively. And like I think about, when folks say, I want to say Fabulous had a bar and Drake probably had a similar bar, but it was like when you're talking about people, it's like, don't tell me the stuff that, somebody told you about me. Tell me why they were so comfortable talking to you about it. And, that's usually like in a negative connotation.
Oh, all the way.
Like if I am speaking somebody's name, and speaking on somebody's name to other people, like I try to just deliberately be more positive about it, because when that person shows up, it's not a problem. I could be talking mess and then they show up and now it's a problem.
Yeah.
And I'd rather say, nah, well, speak of the devil. Yeah, I mean, we're just talking about you and, have it be positive.
Okay. So you actually trying to shift what could be or possibly be the narrative. Hold up.
And that's all I have to say about that.
There we go. 3 for 3. Thank you, Mr. Hanks. No, I'm with that. I both of y'all takes resonate, especially how it's being used. Let's not waste any time on opinions, and let's go with our meanings, our dictionary definitions. So we got Merriam-Webster and we got dictionary.com to compare it to. Let's go with Merriam-Webster's definition of speak of the devil. It's used in speech to say that someone who has been talking about has unexpectedly appeared. So both of you saying it, the unexpectedly appeared part. And then dictionary.com says it's said when a person appears just after being mentioned. So 20 thoughts on the two definitions.
Yeah, no, man. I think it holds true to really what we were saying in the definition. I mean, like that's just generally when you say it. It's usually with people, but I've heard it with like material things too as well.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like I've heard it with just pretty much anything that you speak into existence. I feel like that's what it's really based off of, speaking something into existence, and all of a sudden when it comes up, it's like that element of surprise, and that's what you usually say when you just speaking about it, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah. DJ Smitty, what's good? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I agree. I think the first definition speaks more to what we were talking about, like when we're talking about people with a group of people. But yeah, that second definition does I think it opens it up for more, as 20 was saying.
Yeah, because the unexpectedly part for me is like, one is I didn't think they were going to appear when I was talking about them. So likely, not likely, but I think it leans towards negative connotation there. Like I was gossiping. And then the dictionary.com one is they're there not because, like it implies they're there because you spoke them up. You know what I mean? Which is neither here nor there, or it could be expected. It could be intentional. Like I'm trying to get it. Like you said, speaking into existence, I'm trying to get them there. So now we got it positioned. Let's dive into the origin of this thing. Wait, what? Where'd I put it? Oh yeah, let's go in the origin.
Where'd that come from?
All right. So, speak of the devil is short, like 20 said, is a short form of the English idiom. So it comes from England. Speak of the devil and he doth appear. And then there's another form that says speak of the devil and he shall appear. So doth and shall are interchangeable there. Now, truly, the
I was
English.
about to say rest in peace, young Dolph. Go ahead.
Yes, young Doth. Rest in peace, young Doth. But formally, like when it's written formally, like to speak would be the slang version of it in England. When it was written in the formal sense, it was talk of the devil. So that's used in England, and it wasn't at all used in a lighthearted manner. So kind of where you was at 20, where you're like, at this point, you're like, hey, speak of the devil, Pazan. I don't know if that's. Woo! I think of Money Talks whenever that.
It's all right, bro. We're too small to get
Exactly. And Chris Tucker was a part of a lot of like, ooh, that was very good. That was very good Xeno comedy at the time. It was very good racist comedy at the time. Tasteful racism. It was not in a lighthearted manner at all, and it was a superstitious belief at the time, and it was unlucky and dangerous to mention the devil by name, which is ironic for me because I know that the devil, like the word devil means, Satan means adversary, and that's where, devil comes from. So devil is actually not the name. It's like a title in a sense. But, mentioning devil, the title, was superstitious.
The brand.
The evil branding was
yeah, like I'm the devil today. I clock out.
Exactly. As soon as,
and then there's gonna be a new devil tonight.
Exactly. Like I'm just wearing the shirt, man.
You know what is, and you know what? Going to continue the whole cancellation that we're doing for this show, it's like Mickey Mouse at Disney World. It's like, yeah, you think
yes.
It's like Mickey
come
Mouse
on,
at Disney
man.
World. It's just the same. Like, how'd you get to this part of the park? Yeah. And I just saw you at Splash Mountain, but you over here, Tomorrowland. Like, how did you just do that? Yeah. How did you just do that?
And he's in the suit crying, ready to punch the kid. Go ahead, Smith.
I used to work there, low key.
Wait, where?
At Disney World.
Listen.
It's like 15.
Hey, DJ. Wait.
I know, because I heard they don't like y'all telling them secrets.
I heard they don't like y'all telling them secrets, Playboy.
Again, can you say it again, 20? We're too small.
Too small. Look, Disney got enough trouble because so y'all seen what happened to Winnie the Pooh, right?
No, please hip us.
No, we didn't see what happened to Winnie the Pooh.
Y'all know about the horror movie?
Oh yes, with the intellectual property being free.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh like, no, I'm hip to that. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
The sister Peacherino involved.
Yes, yeah. Oh, we definitely. She love horror, so we gonna do that.
So you know who next to come up?
Oh, they gonna do a Mickey? They gonna mess around with Mickey?
Steamboat Willie.
Is it gonna be racist, bro? Because Steamboat Willie is the most racist cartoon.
So here's the thing: they could do whatever they want with it. So like the statute of limitations or whatever on Steamboat Willie either did expire or is about to expire. So it'll be free game for anybody. It ain't got to be no horror movie. I mean, they could put him in a spaceship and he could be next to my boy Tuvok Shakur. Who knows?
Hey, reference the shirt every time. Who made the shirt, by the way? Before we keep
going? So this is a special one-on-one from a good friend of mine and Mario's, Kivette Palmas.
What up, Kivette?
Known as the undiagnosed creator. She specializes in fantasy characters of color. So she was doing like Black Ariel before Halle Bailey got casted type stuff.
Are you saying too small? Are you saying that Halle Bailey owes Kivette? No. Hey, we gonna make sure you can find the shirt and find Kivette. It's a one of one, right? It's a one of one.
It's a one of one, but we'll make sure that y'all get the information for like all of her sites because she does prints, she does canvas, she does shirts. I have another shirt that she made that was on sale right now, so we'll make sure you get it. But I had to shout the sister out. But yeah, like they can have Mickey doing whatever, or at least Steamboat Willie. Before he was Mickey.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to that in ways. But yes, to bring it back, the devil, the brand, bad luck. Now, it was first printed in the Italian A Pope, like Book of Proverbs is a Giovanni Torriano is like Solomon, like in Italy. So in 1666, which there's 3 6s there with the line for the devil, but in 1666 he wrote, and it was translated, "Talk of the devil, and he's presently at your elbow." So that's like a threat. Like you talk about that man, and he's on your elbow. And for any listeners that have children or have been around children, you know how quickly they come to your elbow in need of something, even when they need nothing. So when the devil, you speak of that devil, he at your elbow as a threat. Where y'all at with it as a like superstitious threat?
I would say this, like that. Like I said, we've already been through a couple of phrases that showed you that how heavy, like that's one of the things that you see in movies that is true, like how heavy the church used to scare the masses with the devil.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like how heavy they used to use God as a weapon against the masses.
Yes.
And this is just another take on it. This is just another take on, promoting fear amongst the masses. You get what I'm saying? I'm promoting just the way of life or the way they want you to live amongst the masses. So like, I'm not surprised at all that this is something that has been used for so long, because during that time, it was like, that was the best weapon.
Yes.
Like, if you got to do it like this, or that's the devil, or if you talk like this, you're a witch or you're a devil. You get what I'm saying? Or if you do this, the devil will come type shit. Yeah. So it's like it goes back to that time where they were really using the devil as a weapon to control the masses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could dig it. I could dig it just the same, because I don't know. I think about like Renaissance art and stuff like that. So my wife's an art teacher. She teaches AP art history. So she's usually studying all kinds of stuff. And you see even a lot of like pieces, paintings and stuff like that, where, like the devil is there, but not there. You kind of got to see through the lines, and it might be a little shadow or, something over your shoulder. And I also think about, even now contemporary movies where you got the angel on your shoulder, the devil on your shoulder. I'm always gonna go back to hip hop, like Eminem's "Guilty Conscience." You got M and Dre telling you to wild out or calm down. So the fact that he's I thought it might be on your shoulder, because we usually see it on the shoulder, but I see what you mean from the elbow now.
Yeah, it's from the elbow actually that the devil is really rocking with you. The devil on your shoulder is the nice one. The one at your elbow, that's the nigga making the moves.
Unless you my dog Bart Simpson.
Oh yeah.
We had both of them.
Oh yeah.
We had both of them.
Look, Bart was savage. He's
like, oh. Listen, and also, it's not lost on me that, ironically, Dr. Dre was the angel or the good voice of reason. Yeah. It's like nigga, you are a terrible nigga too. All right, let's keep it moving. So from 1666 to just 6 years later, 1672, my man William Hazlitt, from the Capitalist mock poem, he wrote "Talk of the Devil and See His Horns." So another threat to the masses, to stir up the imagination. You don't got TVs to constantly talk to people and remind them, so you got to use the thing that their imagination. Like, what's that? Like y'all saying, what's that shadowy figure in the back? So William Hazlitt came with that, "Talk of the Devil and See His Horns," in this poem. Now, I want to talk about William Hazlitt for a little bit, so ride with me, walk with me through this journey. William Hazlitt, English essayist. He's a drama and literary critic. He was a social commentator and a philosopher. So he was all that stuff, and not just a philosopher, because he used to rile up the crowd. Like, he is what a Twitter timeline was before Twitter timeline. Like, he would just go into towns and write things and just say not random, but like wild, contradictory, oppositional things. He came from the church, hated it, and was like, all right, I'm on a mission, right? So that's where he says this in the context of it isn't like he hates that you'll see his horns, okay? So he's actually considered one of the greatest critics and essayist in the history of English language. And he's in the same company as Sam Johnson, who I believe was referenced in season 2, and George Orwell, who, if you're into reading, writing literature, you know that he's a big name. He's also acknowledged as the finest art critic of his age. So like I'm telling you, he was just going out critiquing everything. And then despite doing this, like being a boom, 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 he was the first one of his kind really to like really do it in this way. His current work is like hard to find. He made so many enemies that like over time they suppressed him, and now he's just now getting back into it.
So he was like the original blackballed artist.
Yes, like he's like, yo, you're saying the thing that we can't even deal with right now. So, we're going to suppress him. And one of the first is Shakespeare. So he was Shakespeare's earliest legitimate critic. And his approach was new. And there been criticism of Shakespeare before, but none of them were as comprehensive as Hazlitt's. And his was aimed at the general public. So most people critiqued to make the person better. Hazlitt started coming with critiques to share with the public. They said, like, this is what I think of it, and this is to influence how you think of it. And
he probably was one of those ones that called Shakespeare a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he was in it. He had to be the person that helped out Buddy to call him a jack of all trades in a negative connotation. Like, hey, if you really want to get at this man, Billy Shakes, say he's a jack of all trades, which at the time meant he ain't really good at nothing. Say it. I'll print it.
Good at nothing. He alright at a lot of shit, but he
ain't a master of not a thing. He not a master of not one thing. Now,
tell me what he a mess at, huh? You think he's so good? Yeah, imagine that conversation. Imagine that, bro. Imagine that.
Right. Tell me one thing he a master at. Tell me.
One thing he a master at. One thing.
Every time you see his face on like a pole or on a building, on a piece of paper saying that the next play is dropping, walk by, shake your head.
That boy ain't good.
Exactly what I do now.
Exactly. See what I mean? Look, written by Shakespeare, directed by Shakespeare, mad as hell.
Mad as hell, bro. Mad as hell, bro. Mad as hell.
And here come William Hazlitt, like, you know what? You want me to write a piece about that? I can write a piece about that if you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what Will was like. Yo, hey, you know what? No more. I got something for this.
I got something for you.
I got something.
He over here riding clean. He over here riding clean in these chairs. I don't like that.
I don't like this. Definitely, William Hazlitt was definitely eating a banana, bro.
Drop it down with Shakespeare.
Bro, 1,000% on his head, bro. So, actually, I'll rock with Hazlitt a little bit as it's turning. He's a very interesting guy and worth the deep dive, man. I couldn't add everything that this man has done. His story's so long because he's been married a couple of times. He's made enemies 4 different ways. Just crazy. So Hazlitt actually wrote a book called On the Pleasure of Hating.
Oh, man. Look, you telling me this guy got a Renaissance hating manual?
Bro,
like
Why Hating Feels So Good, Volume 1, bro.
This says a Renaissance hating manual, bro. It sounds like that actually exists.
Exactly.
Why did that sound like it actually existed, bro?
Because in other words, it did. And what this thing says is that Hazlitt believes that hatred is chief among the emotions that drive human activity. Hazlitt argues that hatred has been and is going to be a constant throughout history because of the pleasure that people get from hating.
Hey, baby, I can't hate on that at all, baby.
Hey, ironically,
I
cannot
hate on that at all, baby.
Look, he love Twitter right now.
Huh?
That man be on Twitter having a field day.
Oh my gosh, Hazlitt's ghost, the ghost of Hazlitt is just tinted fingers over the timeline. Like every single day is Hazlitt shenanigans on the Twitter timeline, bro, because On the Pleasure of Hating. On a whole book, bro, about in the story. It's like a metaphor. So the story's a metaphor, and every scenario basically shows how no matter what the scenario, hating will win because people love it.
Bro, that's some true. That's some Tupac shit, bro.
Yeah,
Like, that's
bro.
Yeah, bro. That's Tupac. My bad.
Tupac. That's what Tupac said.
Hoping my true motherfuckers know. Seriously, bro.
No. Now think about that as far as speak of the devil, and he shall appear first very serious, like take this very seriously, and then somebody else making it popular who is a villain, essentially, and loves or observed the fact that people love hatred, and also said that talk of the devil and he's at your elbow. No, he actually said, my bad. His was, you see the horns. Okay, speak of the devil and you see the horns. So
he probably said that about himself.
Bro, he was probably talking about himself.
He probably was talking about himself, like, yo, you speak on my name, I'm at your elbow, and you're gonna see these horns.
You're gonna see these horns, bro. I actually like it. I told you, Hazlitt, as much as weak as he is viewed, I could see why if he was coming at your neck while you was like, hey, let's huddle up and silence this nigga. Like, let's huddle up and snuff this nigga out, bro. Every article.
Burn all his shit, excommunicate his family.
Get him out of here, bro.
Hazlitt sounds like Buddy that was in that you just couldn't rank, bro. Like, he had all the dirty dozens, bro. Like, it was like
for real.
Hazlitt was the one that went off about your mama for at least 20 minutes.
20 minutes, like, damn, bro. Like, we're moving on. Hazlitt got one more.
Jump this thing.
Like, we really got to fight.
It's too good, bro. There's
we
no
really
way
got to fight.
Because he's really good at this. So we're going to have to just fight.
Yeah. Shout out to Bill Hazlitt, man. All right. Next, we go from 1672 to the 1800s. And this was reinforced by the clergy, this thought, this superstition. Richard, how am I going to say this name? I'm going to get close to the computer, y'all. Hold on. Chevenix's Trench. Okay, he was the Dean of Westminster. And he wrote, talk of the devil and he is bound to appear. And contains a very needful warning against being curious about the devil. So, like, he wrote that a lot and lived by that. Talk of the devil and he is bound to appear. That was like, now it's getting to, I think people was sifting through it, right? So now it's bound. You feel me? Like, all right, y'all talking about the devil a little too much, and he ain't showing up. And William Hazlitt was like, I try to tell you. And so now you got the Westminster minister like, no, he's bound to appear. Eventually he gonna come. So this started to mix the bag a little bit of this phrase and it being a superstitious true belief, to the point where Shakespeare came around, and maybe this is a jab at my man Hazlitt, but Shakespeare used it a lot. It appears in a lot of his works. It came up in the Comedy of Errors where he says, Mary, he must have long spoon that must eat with the devil. So like you got, if you got, you know that picture, the picture with the long spoons.
Yep, that's it.
And they're in hell, and all they got to do is feed each other, but they can't eat. Yeah. So like that's where Shakespeare was saying with that one, and but he mentions the devil all the time. Like in his works, he mentions the devil all the time, and so this started to thin out that superstition. That's why it became bound to appear, because Shakespeare's using it all day. Shakespeare's a big deal, and the critiques ain't working apparently, because he's saying the devil a lot and he's rising to success. And then now the original phrase began to lose its power by the 19th century, and then it became mostly about warning people of eavesdropping and gossiping. From the Stephensport Journal in Wisconsin in 1892, they wrote, "No good of himself does a listener hear. Speak of the devil, he's sure to appear." So no good of himself does a listener hear. To speak of the devil, he's sure to appear. So like, damn, don't be gossiping. And that's kind of where it lost its superstitious belief and became like a warning of eavesdropping. And then now, as we sit, current day, it's basically used for people, places, things that show up after being spoken about it. So completely lost its threat, completely lost its superstition, and now just used to bring things up. So the devil part of it is gone. Like it could be anything at this point. It's just that the devil stuck. But the speak of the anything at this point.
Yeah, devil off shift.
Yeah, he off shift.
He hung the name tag up.
He off shift. So where we at with it, man? Like, what's your thoughts on it as we've come to today's thought of speak of the devil and he doth appear. He's at your elbows. You gonna see the horns.
I think what really changed it was it seems super simple, but it's the speak and the talk. You get what I'm saying? Like, even though like sitting back, you would think that those was the same words, but I feel like speak is more of a short, present term. And when you say talk, that's like collective. Like talk.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, like if you have conversations about it, or if that's something that you always talk about, then that's like different. Like if you're constantly talking about the devil, then that's the atmosphere that you're bringing into that's the energy that you're bringing into
Yeah.
But when you say speak, I think that's really what tamed it, because it's more of a right here, right now, pop up right here.
Okay. A shift.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it do. All right, Smitty, hit me with that, because I want to surmise. That was solid.
Yeah. So I think like going back to the definition from that journal in Wisconsin, where like that shift to the gossip, really changed. Because I mean, it almost sounds like it's from the perspective of the one that's not even talking. Because it's like, the listener. So it's like, oh, I'm off to the side, and if somebody is going to speak on me, like they're not going to speak good of me. So then I shouldn't do that of others. And
do you believe that?
I believe it to an extent. But I don't think that every room that I walk into, if people are going to talk about me, it's going to be in a negative way. I believe I usually try to go into spaces with good faith, that if somebody is talking about me, they'll talk positively. I do understand that I'm not the hero in everybody's depiction of me. And there are quite a few individuals that would even go so much as far as to call me toxic. And
not you, not
right.
the DJ, not our in-house DJ.
They're probably right.
Well, I don't know. There is a lot of people that take pleasure in hating, as your boy Hazlitt.
Yeah, man, people might call me toxic,
but fuck them. No.
My toxic trait is that they probably right.
Pretty much.
Ironically, you are not speaking ill of the people that are not in this room right now. So thank you.
Nah, because so I still kind of go back to my definition. You don't try to speak positively of somebody if they ain't in the room, but at the same time, you never know what somebody else is gonna say.
That's why. So I don't know
about you.
I don't know, man. Do you?
But still, the devil ain't there no more.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I like where 20 is at with it, because it is a shift from it bails out the devil word. It bails out the devil thing, because talk, speak. It takes I agree. I think I agree 100% that the subtle difference. Talk to me is more powerful. We'll get to the grades in a second, because it is like the energy you invite, which we're back on that train. We're back on that train as a society. We don't say speak of the devil in that way, but we do have talk of the devil in different terms, where it's like, damn, we inviting that energy. I don't want that energy around me. You always talking, everything you talk about it, like it invites negative energy in here. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? We talk about that a lot. And if that was the warning via the devil, I'm actually with that warning, because I agree with it. If we're talking about the speak version, where it's like, in the moment you gossiping, I agree. I'm of good faith, man. I lead with good faith. I lead with like, man, if you talking bad about me, you're only right to an extent. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? That, yeah. Like you might be right about how I interact with you, but you can't speak on me for real. So it's like, whatever. So I tend to not even go there until I've already heard the negative thing. But like I said, like Hazlitt said, hating is so fun for people, so much fun. So it's like eventually it might be your turn to get gossiped on. Who knows? All right, before we get too far, let's grade it, man. Let's grade this thing. We got our A through F grading scale, power, speed, and guest preference for the categories. Power is, does it have impact when it's said or heard? Does it get the point across? We're going to toss that one to 20 today. Speed, is it smooth, easy to say, flow off the tongue? I'll take care of that. And then Smitty will hit us with the guest preference grade. That's the all things considered grade. Once you hear the meaning, the origin, how you use it, power, speed, all things combined, just overall how you feeling about it. So 20, take it away with the power grade.
Oh, no, man. I think when it comes to power, I give it more of a B. Only because like it's just still, even though it has changed, a couple words have changed, a couple words have like fell off, you can still get the whole gist of it. And it's still pretty much towards the same meaning as it was from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a lot of people kind of use it in a lighter tone, but generally speaking, it's when you're speaking negative about something or just the energy that you're doing, you know, not really talking behind somebody's back, but just that energy of not talking to the face of it.
Yeah. I like
So,
that.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of keeps that negative tone. And I feel like when you still add in the devil, it kind of keeps that negative tone into as well. But it's just one of those situations where, like, yeah, like it still maintains. It's been maintaining this whole time. Yeah, when it comes to talk and speak, it kind of like changes the timeline as opposed to how much are you talking or how you're talking. You get what I'm saying? Like that's totally different. But now, even when it is a situation of speak of the devil, majority of the times, even when you're in a good mood or a positive mood about it, it's still like, man, this dude tripping. And then all of a sudden, you get what I'm saying? Like, even if it's
here come the tripping.
Speak of the devil, man. Tell him what happened last night and how you was tripping in the club last night. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's still in that type of sense, as opposed to, you know, speak of the Lord and in the Lord of the period. You get what I'm saying?
What is that?
No, what, I guess nobody said that.
Nobody
I guess
wants to
nobody
bring that point. Yeah. All right. You said a B?
Yeah, man. So I give it a B, bro. A solid B. Solid.
My man. All right. I'm going to go with the speed. Eloquent. Hey, man. Speak of the devil is good money, bro. Speak of the devil is good money, to the point where talk of the devil even is not bad. If you're saying the whole thing, it adds the context that I like, but it flows so well that it actually became lighthearted. So it's so smooth to say that you could start saying it whenever, however, and take the threat out of it, which is the devil part. I'm taking that out because I'm saying it. So I'm giving that an A, man. An A for speed.
Word.
All right, Smith A.
So can I do a B plus?
You can do a B plus, brother.
All right, I'm gonna give it a B plus. Both for all the points that y'all made, but I'm still a little bit stuck on how it's just slightly deviated from the original definition. Like I think if the devil was in there a little bit more now, I'd give it an A. But you know, since we can talk about it lightheartedly, you know, since we're not talking about like the actual devil or the metaphysical devil, right? We're talking about people mostly. I give it a B plus.
Oh, man. All righty. Thank you, man. Smitty. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Your words are always welcome. We love the library. Check out the library on our YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Appraise the Phrase, or you can just Google DJ Smithsonian's The Library, and it will pop up. Season 2 coming. Before we get out of here, we got one more thing for y'all. What's up?
I got something too.
Hit me.
So one of the things that we want to start doing for season 3 for ATP, we gave everybody a taste of the playlist.
Ooh.
So we're gonna do at least 3 songs for every episode. So I give the one of the songs that'll be on for Speak of the Devil. So this bar, my man Castro was like, fuck them coppers, but speak for the devil because there appeared 2 choppers. That came
Who said this?
That came from Logic. So Logic's song Street Dreams.
Yeah.
Which was basically about like a whole dream, and it was a shout out to Big L. I haven't researched the reason why he shouted out Big L, but my assumption is that it's because of Big L's song Casualties of a Dice Game, which talks about like this whole like shootout and police chase that comes out off of just the dice game. So Logic Street Dreams is going to be one of the songs that'll be on the ATP playlist for this particular episode. Can't let you know about the other two yet.
You're going to have to tune in on the socials.
We're gonna drop them when the episode drops.
My doggy. Hey, one more time. People, DJ, love to have you with us. Love to have you in the family. It's a beautiful thing. So we got to ask one more thing of you. So right now I'm going to pass it to 24.
The Dictionary of Misinformation.
20.
Yo, listen, this thing is coming on strong. Man. This Dictionary of Misinformation, man, is great. It's one of my favorite segments. We do it at the end of every show. Something that we started last season.
Yep.
And it's just really been taking off since then. So what we do is we ask all of our guests, give us a letter from A through Z. We can't use X because we used X all last year. So this any one of those letters, and what we're going to do is we're going to go in our dictionary and we're going to find some information that you might have been misinformed about.
All righty. What letter you got for us?
So DJ, just give us a letter, and we're going to figure it out for you.
I'll do M for Miami. I know you sitting here.
That's you know what?
Showing you some love.
I appreciate that, man.
You know, because both of us are from Detroit, so we gotta show love to y'all. Oh, and also I got a map to send you, by the way.
Oh, you got a Miami map?
So for Rap Geo, the most recent map that I did was the song "Bitch I'm from Dade County."
Okay.
So I mapped all. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, send that. Yeah, you already know, man. Send that. That's I need that. Send that. That's dope, man. So what do you? So while he's looking that up, let us know a little bit about the Rap Geo. What's going on with that? Like,
yeah. So Rap Geo Hip Hop Map Project. For all the listeners, by trade, I am a urban planner. So that's what I do, and I build maps for my job, but a lot of them are boring. So in order to keep my skills sharp, I'm like, I'm gonna map hip hop because all of our favorite MCs talk about where they're from, talk about their favorite places, locations, and that's what I do. So like I pick songs, I pick artists, and I make maps based on the music that they create. So for the Dade County one, I mapped all of the neighborhoods and areas in Miami-Dade County that they speak on in the song. And in the process, I found out that Dade County's boundaries are almost the same as area code 305.
Hey, man.
That's cold. That's cold. And in the sake, and in the name of mapping and terraining, let's go with moss growing on the north side of trees. Okay, so the old belief that if lost, one can at least establish compass directions by noting where moss grows on trees. Taking this for north is false, and in a quite literal sense, misleading. Ironically, it is true that on level land in a dry area, a tree growing by itself may have moss on just the north side. In a dense forest or on lowlands, however, moss tends to grow on all sides of the tree. The moral seems obvious enough. If one is to get lost, he should arrange to do so in open, dry country. So the only way moss is going to help you out is if it's dry and flat. Everywhere else, you could be going anywhere, playboy.
I guess good luck in Nevada.
Listen to your heart.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all. We about to get out of here. 20, any last words?
Nah, man, just enjoy everything, man. Enjoy the little things, because once this AI come on, man, you're gonna miss them.
You're gonna identify them little things,
That's
man.
the only way you're gonna be able to identify yourself, man.
For real,
little things
I'm with that.
Take if you don't take advantage of now, man. So enjoy the little things right now, because Lord knows, man, you're gonna miss them later.
For sure, I agree with that. AI on the way. Thank you. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube for the visuals. We're brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network. Go to the AppreiseThePhrase.com, like and subscribe that. Go to all our social medias. IG is the Appraise the Phrase Show. Twitter, the ATP Show. We'll be dropping more content there. Shout out to the teachers. Shout out to the Black authors, all authors. Shout out to all the arts. And tip your flight attendants, y'all. $5. Tip your flight attendants. All right, we'll catch y'all later. Remember that value is in the eye of the appraiser. All right, y'all.
Yeah, like peace.